Hello, my name's Scott Davis, and welcome to New World Birth. By accessing this presentation, you're inviting me to share this information regarding our passage through this challenging and very hopeful time. This is the care and feeding of a new world age report for the Gregorian date of February 10th, 2012, and One Serpent in the Mayan Tzolkin calendar. We're also discussing the Pisces new moon, Mercury moving into Pisces, and more detail about Neptune in Pisces. February 10th is One Serpent, which carries the themes of unity, flexibility, fluidity, movement, creation of time, kundalini, bringer of rain, the sky serpents, blood lightning, passion, life force that flows through everything, the energy that connects our primal root electricity with the spiritual expression and the transcendence of duality, samadhi. I love the synchronicity of Serpent as the first Trisena as we begin the Chinese year of the water dragon and its symbolism of flexibility and fluidity as Neptune begins its 13-year journey through Pisces. This 13-day period is an important time to connect with spirit and to have faith in your journey, experience a gratitude in the moment, and let love guide your actions. Astrologically, the One Serpent Trisena, or 13-day period, begins with Mars and Saturn appearing to move backwards, which we discussed over the last two reports. So at this point, I thought I'd spend some time discussing Neptune moving into Pisces, which it did during the last report, and it will remain in Pisces until 2025. Neptune tiptoed into its own sign of Pisces last year, so we got a taste of this energy between April and August of 2011. Neptune, being one of the outer planets, brings us subtle background energy that is visible only to those who are sensitive to its influence in the spiritual realms. Like being in a dream, we only really become aware of dreaming after awakening. Neptune flowed into Pisces on the 3rd, and it gains momentum with its connection to Mercury on the 14th, and then on the 21st, the Pisces new moon merged with the Sun, Chiron, and Neptune feels like its coming out party with a wonderful opening to the mystical worlds of spiritual communion, multidimensional interactions, increased paranormal phenomena, vivid and lucid dream states, and the realization of our true nature as eternal playing in the temporal. The next 13 years will make transcendence of ordinary reality the birthright of all humanity as we are inspired by compassion and unconditional love. This will be a time period when access to divinity is no longer the brokerage of organized religions, but the essence of what it is to be an authentic human being. This will be a very important counterbalance to the Uranus-Pluto square energy of revolution, radical change, and sometimes violent collapse of structures of oppression, which we'll experience off and on between 2012 and 2015. The lower manifestation of Neptune in Pisces is avoidance through escape rather than embracing the path of elevated consciousness. Ultimately, humanity will be forever changed by this experience. February 10th is One Serpent, which is unity through being flexible, with the moon merging with Mars and opposed by Uranus and Venus. The day begins with people feeling irritable and becoming more impulsive with a desire towards overindulgence later on. The 11th is Two Transformation, which is duality experienced through letting go of what no longer serves us, with the moon being challenged by Pluto, which can bring compulsive actions if emotions are not dealt with honestly. February 12th is Three Deer, taking action to be of service to others, with the moon being supported by the Sun, Mercury, and later Neptune, and merging with Saturn. We'll have our emotions going from feelings of harmony and sharing those with someone you love to later feeling lonely and isolated, and finally wanting to withdraw into your fantasies. The 13th is Four Star, which is stability found through appreciating abundance in relationships, with Mercury supported by Saturn, which may bring serious thoughts about practical matters, and then moving into Pisces, which brings a few weeks of information related to our emerging spiritual shift. February 14th is 5 offering, empowerment through being in harmony with creation, with Mercury merging with Neptune, which is good for our artistic expression and the study of mystical subjects, or it could lead to confusion and unclear thinking. During this period, we have Jupiter in harmony with the wounded healer Chiron, which has us breaking through restrictive emotional experiences as issues rise to the surface to be healed and released. The 15th is 6 dog, which is being in the flow through enjoying family and friends, with Venus challenged by Pluto, which turns up the heat on our emotional relationships, empowering us to deepen our connections or walk away from the superficial. This could also be a time of being contacted by our former lovers. February 16th is 7 monkey, reflection on new beginnings, with Mercury conjunct Chiron and stimulated by Jupiter, has us thinking about what needs to be healed and released in order to manifest our hopes and dreams. The 17th is 8 road, balanced through providing service to others, with the moon stimulated by Neptune and Mercury, challenged by Uranus and Venus, supported by Jupiter, and merging with Pluto, brings an emotional day starting with empathy for others, to acting on impulsive moods, to feelings of well-being, to increased social interactions, to exposing deeper feelings, and finally affection for those you love. February 18th is 9 read, patience through experiences at home, with the sun supported by Saturn, shines a light on our responsibilities, and Mercury is stimulated by Pluto, has us wanting to penetrate deep below the surface to uncover the mysterious. The 19th is 10 Jaguar, which is manifestation through being in nature as the sun moves into Pisces, merges with Neptune, shining a light on a new phase of our spiritual journey to transcend the rational day-to-day world. February 20th is 11 Eagle, resolutions through seeing from a higher perspective, with the moon in harmony with Venus, which is a great day to spend with your friends and loved ones. The 21st is 12 Wisdom, which is understanding through introspection, with the Pisces new moon merging with the sun, Neptune, and Chiron, supported by Saturn, harmonizing with Jupiter, which just opens the floodgates on transcending the physical world by merging with the spiritual and creative realms through expansion and healing, and with Saturn acting like the rudder of a sailboat to give us some sense of control during this opening for consciousness. This is a new beginning that would be best experienced through spiritual reflection, making time for creativity, and listening to the song of your heart. February 22nd is 13 Earth, movement to the next stage through gratitude to Mother Earth, with the moon being stimulated by Pluto, merging with Mercury, and opposed by Mars, brings a day that arouses deep feelings which influence your rational mind, so be aware not to make hasty decisions. This being One Serpent, I thought I'd look at how the serpent is important in many different cultures. In India, they believe that there is a coiled sleeping serpent at the base of our spines that they refer to as Kundalini. And then during spiritual awakening, the Kundalini energy charges up the spine from the base chakra and activates the centers all the way up through the crown chakra, which this is similar to blood lightning in the Mayan tradition. The Greek symbol of the serpent intertwined around the staff is a symbol associated with astrology in ancient times and is now connected with medicine and healing. Another symbol from the Greeks is the Ouroboros Ophis, the serpent eating its own tail, representing life, death, and rebirth. Often associated with Gnosticism, it represents eternity. In China, the snake is replaced by the dragon eating its own tail. In Aboriginal Australia, the rainbow serpent is the guardian of life, fertility, water, and other precious resources. And of course, the Mayan god Quetzalcoatl is the feathered or plumed serpent, and it is the god of wind, the giver of breath, and also the creator deity when he descended into the land of the dead to gather up precious bones which he sprinkled with his own blood to create humans. One Serpent also reminds me of Genesis and the legend of the Vasari people of West Africa. These are similar creation stories which feature the serpent as the initiator of the fall. Prior to the fall in the garden, there's really no distinction between human and God, man and woman, human and nature. It's a quality of unity consciousness. But after the serpent offers the forbidden fruit of the tree of knowledge, the humans become aware of their differences, the realization of duality, and then they're expelled from the garden. Joseph Campbell remarked that the snake is a symbol of life throwing off the past and continuing to live, because the snake sheds its skin just as the moon sheds its shadow. The snake in most cultures is positive. Even the most poisonous snakes in India, the cobra, is a sacred animal. The serpent, the naga, and the serpent king, the Nagaraja, are the next thing to the Buddha. And because the serpent represents the power of life in the field of time to throw off death, and the Buddha represents the power of life in the field of eternity to be eternally alive. To me, the serpent is intimately associated with the concepts of unity and duality. After the fall, there is the creation of time, and time is duality. We have past and future, forward and backward, light and dark, day and night, waxing and waning, alive and dead, being and not being, is, isn't. The serpent reminds us that time is a form we can transcend. All that is required is to be aware of now. For instance, you could take this moment to be aware of yourself watching this video. And when we live in the moment, we experience eternity. Another Joseph Campbell quote I like is, eternity isn't some later time. Eternity isn't a long time. Eternity has nothing to do with time. Eternity is that dimension of here and now which thinking and time cuts out. This is it. If you don't get it here, you won't get it anywhere. And the experience of eternity right here and now is the function of life. I believe that we're all here to realize our identity with eternity while participating in the field of time the way an actor participates in a play. The play will have drama and suspense, loss and redemption, death and rebirth, but through holding our center in the moment, we have the ability to move through the experience from a place of emotional stability, which will allow us to play our role with greater awareness. Life is terminal. Everything is temporary. We are here to have the experience of being alive. Spend as much time as you can appreciating the moment, and that's how we experience life. So take some time to be in the flow of the planet by being in nature, watching a sunrise or a sunset, communing with the stars, being conscious of the moment through introspection, meditation, or being with someone you love. Every day is a blessing, no matter what dramas beckon to distract us. We are all here giving the performance of a lifetime on this world stage. So just take some time to observe the play as well as act your part. Remember, you are a spiritual being having a human experience. Thank you for checking out New World Birth. The next segment of Care and Feeding of a New World Age will be on February 23rd for 1 Flint, the Virgo full moon. Actually, that won't be then. It's in the next report. But we will talk about Mercury moving into Aries and Venus moving into Taurus. So you can check us out on Facebook or YouTube. And I invite you to email me at newworldbirth@yahoo.com if you have any questions or wish to schedule a reading with me. For a limited time, I am offering a special on readings. The reading I'm offering will look at your human design chart to help you understand how to use your individual strategy and authority in making life decisions based on your own unique design. And I will also discuss the next 3 months of astrological transits as they relate to your natal and progressed astrology charts. For this special reading, and this is for a limited time, you pay only what you can afford based on the value you get out of the experience. If you've been thinking about getting a reading during these uncertain times, I would like to provide it to you. You will need to be able to either call me in Maine in the USA, or we can connect with Skype for international readings to receive your reading. And as my gift to you, I will email a 20 to 30 page report giving 3 months of detailed planetary transits as they relate to your birth chart for all paid readings. As always, I feel really blessed that you've taken the time out to connect with my passions for these ancient mysteries and their application to our journey through this incarnation. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste.